Hi, this is a short video to show you how to grade and return assignments. So if you're going to grade your assignments on Classroom, then you'll need to see what that process looks like. So not all assignments that you create will be something that you will actually put in for a grade, and you can decide from here whether or not you would like to make comments online. Some teachers don't like to do that. I find it very useful. I don't like having a big pile of papers that I'm going to lose, and I'm not always sure that what they post in their what they post online is the same thing as what they're actually going to print out. And to me, students have all kinds of issues with printers that often come up. They also have problems with the internet. I understand that too. So you're just going to have to figure out what's best for you. But personally, I think the feature of being able to make comments online is very useful for ongoing feedback, even before you actually just grade the assignment. So you're going to find that your work is going to be, the work that you receive from students is going to be of a much better quality if you periodically go in and take a look at their assignments. And it's pretty easy to do with all the assignments in one place for you to actually make comments as things go along. So I'm going to assume now that you have found the particular assignment that you have put in that is going to be graded, and at this point you are just in the process of figuring out how to grade that assignment. So you'll go to the assignment page, and my students didn't mark as done, but they actually did finish this assignment. That's why it says 27 done, but actually no, excuse me, it says 27 are done, and that's how I know that they've completed the assignment. They may actually have the assignment handed in, actually done the assignment rather, but not handed it in, and it is important that they do it, that they actually do both things. They turn it in and they also mark as done. That's how you know that everything is there. When they mark as done, it's very important for you to understand that actually that makes you, the teacher, the owner of the assignment, meaning that you can make any changes to it. This can be dangerous, so be careful. I ran into a situation a while back where I was trying to reorganize my folders and I accidentally deleted student work. That's pretty rare to happen. I did something that was quite unique, and I don't think that you'll do it, but I'll just, as a little bit of a note here, do not delete folders that are created in your drive that say Classroom next to them and the names of all your classes. There's a folder that gets created for Classroom, and in that folder you've got all of your individual classes, your sections that you create. So I would just be very careful about deleting them. Now, even if you do delete them, they usually go straight into the trash. I then deleted them out of my trash, and therein lied the problem. I couldn't get the student work back. I was actually eventually able to get those assignments back. I contacted the G Suite admin at South Brunswick, and they were able to help me, thank God. It was a hairy situation. In fact, it was this assignment that we're looking at right now. So, you can make mistakes, and there's always a way around it. So let me just show you what you do. So you're going to click on the actual assignment, this link right here. Then this page comes up. This is where all of the assignments are. On the left-hand side are a way of toggling through all the different assignments. And you could organize them in different ways. You can sort by status. You can sort by first name. I don't know why you would do that, but you could also sort by last name. And then on the right-hand side is just sort of a quick image of what those individual assignments look like. You have probably noticed by this point that I have blurred out most of the names, and you probably don't be able to see what that looks like, but rest assured, it is just a preview. Now, what I like about Classroom that is different than when I used Turnitin.com to take in assignments is that on Turnitin.com you could only hand in one particular document. You can't hand in multiple documents. This method, you can hand in multiple documents for one assignment, and this became an issue with Works Cited in particular, because students often like to do Works Cited in a separate document, even though I think it should just be in the same document. But it's okay if they do it in another document, in my opinion. But just Turnitin.com didn't have a way of handling that. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to grade something, to look at an assignment and then grade it. So I clicked on the student. I could do it here, off to the left, or I can pick on the different images on the right-hand side. I just chose to go this way. And this is her assignment, so it's her name. It actually gives you a little bit of the history here. It tells me when it was returned. I actually returned this assignment already, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you do actually turn it in. It was done late, but actually it wasn't late. I kind of disregard that a little bit. It does tell you the time. Some people don't know necessarily that it is possible to know the time that someone handed something in. It's not hidden entirely. You do have to click on something to get that information, but it is there. These are private comments about that particular assignment, so it's a good place for you to have a conversation that is unique to that particular assignment. And the students often use the private comment feature where they don't want the whole class to know what their issue is. They just want to have a conversation with you alone. And then here's the actual assignment. So I'm going to click on that. Then their assignment comes up. And this student, this is what their assignment looks like. I want to show you a little bit about the commenting feature now. I don't have a lot of comments on this particular assignment, but it does give you a sense of how you can make comments as you're going along. That's just simply by clicking Alt-Control-M. Oh, actually that was the wrong one. If I click on Insert, it's it's Command Option M. So if you click on an area, Command Option M. Now, if you don't like doing it that way, you can click on this little guy right here and add a comment. That might be even easier, or you can go up here and you can click Insert Comment, and there it is. That's how I did that one. And then I wrote a couple of comments here, like that's okay, that's okay. Now, there might be other methods by which to put in rubrics, but I just pasted the rubric in and then wrote there what I had to say about different aspects of the assignment that she did. And then I put at the bottom here the score. Okay, so that could be enough. I mean, you could just stop right there. That could be your way of grading a student assignment. But there are some other things that you'll need to do after that if you want to, complete this process. So you then click on the student, and you can do this all at once, or because you can click on, you can click on this and you can click them all, or you could just click on just that particular student, and you could put the grade in. Now, my problem with Google Classroom here is that it assumes that everything is out of 100. And most times that when you do assignments, if you do things out of points, it won't be out of 100. It'll be out of some other number. So what I would suggest then is to actually just hand it in as a comment. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you another assignment too, because it came up differently the first time. But I could just put here 54 out of 80. Okay. Now I might let that student do further work on that assignment. I think I might actually, because I think that she's really not getting the whole point. And there's still time in the marking period for her to fix it, and I can come up with a method by which to handle that process. But that's going to be up to you, whether or not you want to let students do that. But I think in some ways this automates that process and makes it a lot easier for you to accommodate students in that way, where you're shuffling paper back and forth. It becomes a little bit annoying. Now I'm going to click all of these off. Okay, I'm going to click on this student's, and this person handed in 3 different assignments, 3 different documents. That's how she did it. That's fine. I think I put the grade in here. Her project was quite good. Wasn't really an issue. I'll scroll down just to see. Yeah. Okay. So for this one, she got a perfect score. I'm going to add a grade. And so when I add a grade, that is 54, and I'm going to write out of 80. That's like basically what I'm doing is I'm putting in something that's not a number. That triggers. I can't do that, I guess. So simplest way. I'm going to show that she got an 80. Post it that way, and then I'm going to click on return button here. I already returned the other assignment, so I'm going to show you what it looks like when I hit return. Okay, student will be notified and can check any grade you've left, and I can also leave a private comment here. I can write 80 out of 80. I didn't put a grade in because the grade doesn't work for this function. I would like to see them change that, but right now they haven't. And then I click on return. Now what happens there, when I click on the assignment again, when I go to find out more information about this document, click on share. I'll show you really quickly that she's now the owner again. So you're no longer the owner. That's a good thing. You want her to, that's how she knows she gets the assignment back. Now, if she made a mistake and she wants to make some changes, and you're going to allow her to do that, you could return the document to her, or she could unsubmit. There's two different ways of doing that. If you click on this student whose grade I have not returned yet, and you click on share. This is great. I'm actually doing my grading now. Sorry for wasting your time. I became the owner of this assignment. See that? So she could view it, and she was smart actually. What she did here is she also shared it with herself in another Gmail account. I find that a good thing to do because something can happen to the assignment, or she wants to look at it in another place. I would suggest they back up their files. I mean, that's generally what students should probably be doing for big assignments. But you can see that she is only the viewer of that assignment. And the way that you can automate the process of moving ownership from you to them through Classroom is to actually return the assignment. Now, the nice thing about that is that the fact that I become the owner or the teacher becomes the owner is that there's no new changes. And what that does is it makes it so you have control over the document and they can't make any changes, so therefore the assignment is kind of handed in at that point. So just understand that any changes that you make are not necessarily permanent, but they are going to be there. There are ways, of course, through revision history to revert back to an earlier version of the document, and you can see that here. It's possible to make those kinds of changes. So that's how you grade an assignment and then also return the assignment back to the student.